Sorry, Mrs. Carmichael. She's a responsible girl normally. Well, she's in very serious trouble if that's any consolation. Yeah, right, anyway, I'm sorry that you've had to ring. Bye. I found another mark.
Who was that?
That was a mother of one of the choir girls complaining that this house is a den of iniquity. Rosie, Sophie, Sian, come down here this minute. If you'd got back here sooner, it would have helped. I still don't understand where you were all that time.
Told you, an emergency call.
Well, you could have looked in afterwards.
Like I said, everything seemed fine.
Yeah, well, just make sure you're at Jack's this dinner time.
We don't have to go there, do we?
Yes, you do. I promise Molly now. You can make the effort for once. There you are. Do you know, that was Rona Carmichael's mother on the phone. She spent all Friday night being sick. She doesn't want to see another water pistol again as long as she lives. I wouldn't mind, but you're not even old enough to drink.
Yeah, well, I told you it's Rose's doing.
And I found another stain here, look.
Oh, yeah. We'll clean it all up.
I don't know what you were thinking.
Do I hear Michelle likes burning?
Well, I don't see why I am getting the blame for all this.
Yeah, well, I didn't see you in a rush to get everyone out.
Maybe because I was too drunk to think straight.
That's because you're enjoying yourself for one.
Yeah, well, just get it cleaned up today, okay? All three of you.
Yeah, and don't let it happen again.
Will you stop worrying about the pastor? No one died, did there? No. And the rest of the choir seemed alright for us being together. Shani was paralytic. I know that. But only if the pastor would have been. So... Right, look, I'm sorry things went out of control the other night. But did you or did you not have the best part of your life? See? Yeah. But now we're in trouble. Oh, chill out. Give it a couple of weeks and they'll have forgotten.
I'm not worried about Mum and Dad.
Well, who?
The pastor. You seen us snogging?
What, that bigger bloke? Probably the best thrill he's had in years. It's not funny. Well, what did he say?
Nothing. He just left a present and went. We've got a prayer meeting with him today.
Yeah, well, now you've got nothing to hide. I just be upfront with him, that's what I do. Isn't that what it's all about? Gay pride and all that?
Rosa, it's not as simple as that in church.
Oh, well, give up the church and start living and stop blaming me.
We could give it a miss tonight.
No, because then it's going to actually look like we've got something to hide. Look, Sian, Rosie's right. We've got to be upfront about it.
Oh, no way.
What are we going to say when he asks us what we was doing?
Well, that we're madly in love and there's nothing he can do about it, so naffa.
Hi.
Can I come in?
Yeah, sure.
Sian?
Hi.
Mum and Dad not in?
No, they're still at work.
I was just wondering if we should have a little chat before we meet this evening.
Look, if it was about the other night, then...
Yeah, it is actually.
Okay, well, the thing was, my sister Rosie organised it, and it just got way out of hand.
Yeah, so I saw. It's that we need to talk about. Because of this, God gave them over to shameful lusts. Even their women exchanged natural relations for unnatural ones.
Shameful.
Yeah, don't worry about the language.
Yeah, but unnatural though. Come on, you can't get away with that these days. Exactly, it's well out of date.
Of course it is, I know. But what Paul is talking about, in a more general sense, is sin. When people abandon God in greed or in anger, in deceit.
So it's up there with deceit, our relationship.
Look, these are impulses most of us are guilty of countless times a day.
But we haven't abandoned God.
I know, feelings aren't condemned. The trick is not to act on them. Sometimes we have to sacrifice our own desires to honour him.
Look, I'm not being funny here, out, but if you heard yourself...
What, do I sound stuffy? It's a modern world, I know that. And I know that some people choose to live this way.
And see, I thought that it was all equal, but I must have misunderstood that.
God puts temptation in our way to test us, to make us prove our love for him.
Well, I don't think you're as modern as you think you are.
Sian.
No! It's all good and well when he's got us rocking out to shackles.
Sian.
Look, I know this is difficult, but the church isn't rejecting you.
It isn't.
Look, things have moved on, okay? God got it wrong and he'd be the first one to admit it.
Didn't expect him to be over the moon. I wasn't expecting that. Where's the support?
Where's the compassion?
We're not thick. We know it isn't wrong or against God's wishes.
Well, they weren't making it up, Shani. He was reading it from the Bible.
Oh, so do you think God doesn't want us?
I don't know. I think God wants everyone.
Even the shameful, unnatural perverts inflamed with lust and immoral desires.
Shani, it's not a joke.
Isn't it? I'm struggling to take it all seriously. I was stunned by that rubbish, and I don't like the way it's got to you.
Yeah, well, it has, okay.
We're not going back there, so.
We're not even welcome.
Right, so what's next?